to the Golden State Warriors News Today channel. Take the opportunity to leave that like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go to today's news.
Is Kevin Durant coming back to Golden State? Can you imagine seeing Kevin Durant wearing a Warriors jersey again? It sounds crazy, but recent market moves suggest that this possibility might not be as far-fetched as it seems. The Golden State Warriors are looking for a new star to play alongside Stephen Curry, and according to reliable sources, the franchise is exploring all available options. But would a KD return really be the best move for the team? According to Shams Charania, the Warriors are not just exploring the market. They are aggressively searching for a superstar to strengthen the roster. Players like Paul George, Jimmy Butler, and even LeBron James have been mentioned as targets. But the big question is Kevin Durant truly available? On the other hand, the Phoenix Suns are struggling this season, and if they fail to acquire Jimmy Butler, a trade involving Durant could become a real possibility. Durant himself has already expressed frustration with the situation in Phoenix and knows that his window to win more championships is closing. Should the Warriors really bet on a reunion with KD? He has already won 2 titles with the franchise, but his departure left scars, especially in his relationship with Draymond Green. For a return to be viable, Golden State would have to part ways with important pieces, including young talents like Jonathan Kuminga and even Draymond himself. Is it worth the price? Another complicating factor is Durant's salary. His $51.70 million per season contract requires that any negotiation involve multiple players or even a third team to balance the finances. Teams like the Washington Wizards and Houston Rockets are monitoring the situation and could be involved in a potential deal. However, the biggest obstacle might not be financial, but Durant's own willingness. Does he actually want to return to Golden State? If so, it would represent a major shift in the narrative of his career after attempting to build something on his own with the Brooklyn Nets and now in Phoenix. What do you think, Dub Nation? Should the Warriors take this gamble and bring Durant back? Or would it be better to keep the current roster and look for smaller reinforcements? Leave your opinion in the comments and subscribe to the Warriors News Fan Update channel so you don't miss any updates on this potential NBA blockbuster. If Golden State truly wants to bring Durant back, difficult decisions must be made. Right now, the roster has some valuable pieces that could be used in a trade, such as Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and Draymond Green, in addition to draft picks that could entice the Phoenix Suns. But would the Warriors be willing to dismantle their current structure for a player who is already part of the franchise and chose to leave? Team owner Joe Lacob has made it clear that he's not satisfied with the team's performance this season. With just one win above 50% in the standings, the Warriors are far from being considered title contenders, which puts pressure on management to make a big move. If Durant is indeed placed on the market, Golden State might feel tempted to act quickly to prevent a rival, such as the Dallas Mavericks or Houston Rockets, from closing a deal first. But is Kevin Durant still the same player who shined for the Warriors? He remains one of the greatest scorers in the NBA, but he is now over 35 years old and has a recent history of injuries that would concern any team interested in acquiring him. The emotional factor. Can KD and Draymond coexist again? There's also an emotional factor involved. His relationship with Draymond Green was one of the reasons for his departure in 2019. If Green is not included in the trade, could the two resolve their differences and return to being a dominant duo? What if the trade doesn't happen? If the Warriors fail or decide not to bring Durant back, what else could they do? Some sources indicate that the franchise is interested in other options to strengthen the roster. Zach LaVine is no longer a possibility since he was traded to the Sacramento Kings, but names like Jimmy Butler and OG Anunoby are still on the radar. The issue is that none of these players offer the same impact as Kevin Durant. Another path would be to wait until the offseason when more elite players could become available. With the trade market always unpredictable, patience might be the best strategy for the Warriors, especially if no big names are accessible at the moment. Regardless of what happens, one thing is certain: the Warriors will not stand still. With Stephen Curry still playing at a high level, the team needs to make moves if they want to return to title contention. The big question is, does their best shot at another championship involve a Durant reunion, or should Golden State seek a different path? What do you think, Dub Nation? Should the Warriors make this bold move and try to reunite with KD? Or would it be better to keep the current core and wait for a better opportunity? Comment below your thoughts and subscribe to the Warriors News Fan Update channel so you don't miss any updates on this major NBA storyline. As a Warriors fan, I have mixed feelings about a possible Kevin Durant return. There's no doubt that KD is still one of the most dominant players in the NBA, and the idea of seeing him alongside Stephen Curry again is tempting. But is this really the best decision for Golden State at this moment? From a purely technical standpoint, Durant would instantly elevate the Warriors' level. He is one of the few players in the league who can completely change the fate of a franchise. Imagine a team with Curry, Durant, and Klay Thompson if he stays. This trio has already proven to be unstoppable in the past and, in theory, could repeat that success, especially in an offensive system led by Steve Kerr. Additionally, bringing KD back would send a clear message to the league. The Warriors are still in the title race. The Curry era is not over, and the front office would be willing to do whatever it takes to maximize this championship window. The risks. Is it worth the price? On the other hand, this trade would come at a very high cost. Jonathan Kuminga is an extremely promising young talent, and trading him along with Draymond Green and other key pieces could leave the roster without depth. Not to mention that KD is 35 years old with a history of injuries, making his long-term durability a major concern. Another point, locker room chemistry. Durant left the Warriors due to his relationship with Draymond Green, and even if Green is included in the trade, the scars from KD's departure still exist. Would he really be willing to come back and play alongside Curry again? And more importantly, would the current roster accept this change after years of development? Building for the future or reliving the past? If the Warriors are going all in on a trade, I would prefer they wait a bit longer to target a younger player with more longevity. Of course, if the price for Durant is reasonable, meaning not losing Kuminga and not compromising the team's future, then maybe it's worth considering. But honestly, I want to see the Warriors build something new rather than having to relive the past. Curry still has plenty of gas left to compete, but we need to look toward the future as well. The solution may not be bringing back a former Warrior, but investing in the next big name to play alongside him. And you, Dub Nation, do you think KD should return, or should the Warriors move forward and build something new? Leave your comment and subscribe to the Warriors News Fan Update channel so you don't miss any updates on this major decision.